Good Saturday morning, 8th of November, 2025. 10,000 years from now, I guess that's going to be important. I don't know. I'm gonna ramble on. This is a vlog. I'm not doing a podcast here. I'm just vlogging, videoing, videotaping my points of view, for a lot for myself, but for some other people too sometimes. I got a cup of coffee here in my lap, and I'm trying to move the camera and do all this stuff, so I don't have a catastrophe or calamity or whatever. And I kind of want to get a little bit closer, so probably have to put it off to the side a little bit. Yeah, there's always going to be the third leg of the tripod is in my way, and so on and so forth, and such. Okay, good morning. I have two YouTube channels. One is this one called Native Earthman, or NTVRTHMN. I used to, on my email, I'm Native Earth at whatever, and when I chose my identity a few years ago, actually quite a long time ago, 2 or 3 decades ago now. It was before the 2000 census. I was calling myself Native Earthling. What's your race? What's your ethnicity? What's your whatever your identity? I would say Native Earthling, just like you. I don't care what color or sexual drives you have. You're a human being born on Earth somewhere, probably. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in front of my face unless it's all an imagination in my head. So I identify as a Native Earthling. And Native Earthlings comprise a lot of different points of view. So I figured I'd talk about my identity first off, so that in case there's any questions, because, hey, I still question my own identity sometimes, right? Don't we all? All right, well, identity to identify. Let me break it down into 4 big groups. The first 20 couple years, I'll call the molding years. And then the second 3 years, I was in the Army, so I'll call that the maturing years. And then the last 28 years now, since I retired in 1997 from the Army, I will call the mellowing years. And I'm bordering now on that mumbling years, where I'm going to be mumbling, blah, 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 talking to myself, all that stuff, as I get into the Biden and Trump age. By the way, I do want to make this very clear. I'm going to make a lot of different points here. So, what difference does it make if I ramble around like His Honor the Judge rambles? I want to, first of all, say that Trump, small t, Trump, that's been a British slang for fart since the 1400s. It's I don't know why we don't know more about that, but I'm into a couple of YouTube sites that are into etymology of words, where words come from, and it's Jess Zafaris and Robert something. I think his name is Watt, and they have Words Unraveled, and then he has Rob Words, and I once upon a time was into semantics and etymology and linguistics, years and years ago. And I still, every now and then, have to look up something of importance. One of the examples was I was always taught that America was named after Amerigo Vespucci. And I've been telling people, I speak Spanish and I know some other Romance parts and stuff. And so I figured out that America meant Amer, to love, Rica, riches. And I guess I was wrong. Apparently, according to the experts, it comes from a cartographer named Emmerich And in my previous video, I wrote down on the screen the wrong translation of Emmerich, but it was great, brave king. And I also learned that they first named the name America was first given to South America, not North America. I'm not sure what all that is supposed to mean, but just a little bit of ramble on that. And then on my last name, my last name is Blanchard, Blanchard. And I found out that the ARD on the end can be a pejorative, a diminutive. And Blanche is white, and so it could be like a little white one, or a dingy white one, or dirty white one, or something like that. Gray. It's kind of foggy as to what it really means, and I always thought it meant just the white one. All right, and it depends on even in France, any place there's regional. I'll call them dialects, but there's regional, maybe even just one word changes, not the whole dialect thing, but there's regional differences, and words can just mean so many different things depending on how you look at it. Like, for example, we talk about the moons of Jupiter, the moons of Saturn. There's a moon of Earth. The name is moon in our English language, and it's Luna and Selena in other languages, and the moon is a satellite of Earth, just like the moons of Jupiter are satellites of Jupiter. Yet it's come down to where we all use the word moon, and that's just the way it is. And 500 years from now, some etymologist is going to be, dissecting all this stuff and having a good time of it. Okay, so I'll call that my 7-minute blog for now.